houses in Abuja are not easy to get and they don't come cheap. Hi guys, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Warfi and you're watching Shades of Warfi. Oh my god, I missed this intro so much. Like, I haven't done a sit down video in a very long time because I've been trying to set up and all of that. From the title, you already have an idea of what I'll be talking about today. If this is something you're interested in, then you should definitely keep watching.
Oh my god.
Yeah, let's go.
From my previous videos, if you've not seen them, I'm going to put a link to it right here. Go and check it out. You can see that I recently got an apartment in Abuja. Nothing big, like just a small comfortable apartment. From my experience, it's not easy to get a house in Abuja. The struggle, it's just a whole lot of stress and it requires a whole lot of dedication. So today I'll be talking about 10 things you need to know when you're trying to get a house in Abuja. The first and most important thing is agents. For you to get a house, I believe not just in Abuja but anywhere else, you need house agents, because you won't know where a house is if an agent doesn't tell you that there's a house in this particular place. So agents are very, very important when you're looking for a house, and at the same time they are like they fall into the category of necessary evils. Like, they are evils, but then like you can't do without them. They are necessary. You need them to get a house. Being an agent is a job, is a side hustle, whatever. So there are 1,001 of them out there. Most of them are out to scam you, and you can't be so certain that this particular agent you're working with is a good agent from the start until you start working with them. So all I'll say is very, very careful with house agents. Like, very, very extra careful with house agents, because Abuja is a big place. You can't get one agent that covers everywhere. Definitely, if you're looking for a house in Ube, you need an agent for Ube. If you're looking for a house in Gwarimpa, you need an agent for Gwarimpa. The same agent that works at Ube cannot work at Gwarimpa because they are two different locations entirely. I was looking for a house. I had like a lot of house agents number, like a lot. People kept giving me different agents number. Okay, this one will give me a number, I'll save it, and I kept calling them. Some of them were rude. Some of them requested for like a lot of money for inspection fee, and I wasn't even sure they even have these houses, so I declined. Then some of them misbehaved, so I dropped them, like I stopped calling them and all of that. So house agents, very important yet very dangerous, so you need to be very, very careful of them. Number 2, inspection fee. The way it works in Abuja, if you're going to see a house, what they do most of the times is they'll tell you, okay, you have to pay inspection fee before you even go to see the house. You have to pay inspection fee ranging from 1,000 to 5,000. Some agents even collect as much as 5,000 or even 10,000 for inspection fee. And bear it in mind that when you're paying for this inspection fee, you don't know if these houses are available, if you are going to like them or not, but you have to pay the money first before they can take you to see these houses. I paid 1,000 for the first agent I met, and he showed me, like that particular day, he showed me three or four houses. With the one I worked with at Lube, I paid I think 2,000 naira, and I think there should be just 1 or 2 houses that they're like houses that I cannot even live in them at all. There's an agent I spoke with that requested for 3,000 naira, but bear it in mind that you're going to pay inspection fee. You definitely pay inspection fee, except you meet an agent that is really nice and doesn't even care about that money. For instance, the last agent I worked with before I got my house, first time I met him, he didn't ask for inspection fee, but then he took me to houses. He was always calling. Whenever there's any house to see, he will call me and we'll go there together to see the house. He never asked for money at all till I got the house I wanted. He was actually very, very nice, and I recommend him to anybody, anytime, any day, because he was very nice, he was calm, he was friendly and all of that. The third thing you need to know when you're looking for a house is to know what you want. Okay, I want a house that has a PVC, or I want a house that has a POP. I want a house that is in a compound that is fenced around. I want a house that has other people in it. I want a boys' quarter, like a house that is a boys' quarter to a main building. You have to know what you want. Very important for you to know what you want. If you don't know what you want, those agents are going to mess with you, and then you can be tossed left and right, or you might end up paying for a house and you don't like it. So if you're going to look for a house, definitely you have to know what you want. What kind of house are you looking to get? What kind of Like, what situation do you want the house to be in? Do you want the house that you pay for and then you end up spending money renovating the house? Do you want the house that is already done and clean? You have to know what you want when you're going to look for a house. Very, very important. The fourth point, and like one of the very important points, is when you're going to look for a house, make sure you eat very well before going. House hunting in Abuja is not for the weak at all. Like, make sure you've eaten, make sure you're satisfied before you go out in search for a house. If not, you might just faint on the road, you might just break down or something. Possible, carry a bottle of water with you, something to keep you on the go, because going to look for a house is not something you go for 30 minutes or 10 minutes and come back. Most times I've spent a whole day house hunting before, not once, not twice. Like, I spent the whole day. I went out in the morning, I came back around like 8 or 9. So the day I went out, and I had eaten in the morning, but like I was so stressed from that, I had to stop somewhere, and I sat down and I ate before I continued. I can't come and kill myself because I'm looking for a house, you get. So when you're going house hunting, make sure you eat very well, and if you can carry water, take water with you, stay hydrated. The fifth point, start searching months before the time you actually need the house. Maybe you were staying somewhere before and then you need to move in May, for instance. It's advisable for you to start searching for the house, if possible, in November the previous year, because you can't just start searching for, okay, you want to move into the house in May and then you start searching for the house in April. Like, it's not possible. It doesn't work at all. It's not magic. It takes time. So you have to start looking for this house months before when you actually need the house. If not, you're going to be stressing yourself a lot. Like, when I was looking for my house, I started looking for this house in January and I didn't get the house up until March. And I was just lucky. But there's a story behind getting this house. I just feel this house was meant to be for me. That was why I got this particular house. The next point is use a car if possible. When you're going out to look for a house, if possible, use a car. If you have a car, if you have a friend that can take you about, if you have a cabman that can take you about, or an Uber guy or something or someone that can take you about, it's advisable you use a car. Because when I was going, like, I didn't know this when I was going to look for a house, and yeah, when I'm going to the location to meet the person, I'll probably use boat or something to the place. When I get there, they'll tell you things like, the place is not far, let's just use bike. And if you're using bike to these places, you're going to be the one paying for the transportation. That's the thing. And it's funny how you pay them inspection fee and yet you still be the one paying for their bike, paying for their taxi, paying for their keke when you're going about looking for this house. They don't care. You'll be the one to pay. You pay for yourself and you pay for them too. If you're looking for a house in Abuja, it's advisable you get someone that can take you about. It makes your walking around way easier. All they need to do is just to join you in the car, and then you guys can go to wherever they want to take you to look for the house. The next point is be very careful when they tell you pay today, pack tomorrow. I saw this comedy on Instagram one time.
So madam, this is the property. It's a 2-room apartment, and once you pay now, by tomorrow it will be ready.
Actually experience this particular thing. You, like, an agent will tell you, okay, you tell them I'm looking for a house I can move into and all of that, and then they'll take you to a house that is uncompleted, like an uncompleted building. They'll tell you, don't worry, when you pay today, they'll finish the house before the week runs out and you can move in. And most of the time this is actually not possible, because they are only house agents. They are not the constructors, they're not the owners of the house, so they don't even know the building process. All they do is they just get people to rent this house. Most times, yeah, it works out. You pay but you won't pack in tomorrow. Maybe you have to wait till the end of the month, maybe till the end of the week, or maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and all of that. It depends on how far the house has gone, and it depends on how honest the owner of the house is, because you cannot be so sure. But to be on the right side, it's better to just completely avoid it. Because when I was looking for a house, there was this particular house I saw and I actually liked the house. It was a block of 4 flats and they were halfway done. Like, the house was done, just needed to put water, lights, and a few fittings. The agent was like, don't worry, when you pay today, by the end of the week the house will be done. Someone has paid for the first one already, so if you pay, they'll just do the house. And the house is not far from where I actually got a house, and up till now the house is still under construction. So let's assume someone actually paid for the one they say the person paid for. The person is not ready to move in up till now, of which most times they'll just tell you somebody has paid for this one, so just pay and just for you to think people actually want the house, people actually like the house, and people are actually interested in the house. So if you don't pay, they'll take the house. But most times it's not like that. They're just trying to convince you. Just like in every business, you try to be as convincing as possible to make sure your buyer actually buys this thing. Same thing they are trying to do. They are trying to convince you to take the house, and when you take the house, they get their agency fee and they are gone. You can't hold them for anything. You can actually do nothing to them. So the next point is proximity to road. When you're looking for a house, you have to consider the proximity to the road. Most houses in Abuja, like from when I went out to look for houses, most houses are actually inside. So when you're looking for a house, you have to check the distance from your house to the road. Are there avenues of transportation or transporting you to the road when you need to? If you're mobile, you can afford to drive out and drive in at any time. But if you're not mobile, you have to pay very much attention to this. If you don't want to use both, maybe if you're broke, for instance, and you can't afford to order a ride that will come all the way inside to pick you, can you just step outside of your gate and then you find a vehicle? Maybe you find bike or keke that will take you to the major road. Nobody prays for anything, but in times where you have an emergency, can you actually get to the road as soon as you need to? Very, very important. Another thing you need to know when you're house hunting is pictures can be very, very deceitful. And this doesn't relate to picture filter and all of that. House agents can send you a picture of a house, and then when you actually go to see the house, it's totally different from the picture they sent to you. So if you're looking for a house, it's advisable for you to go look for these houses yourself. Don't pay somebody to go and check for the house for you, and don't just sit down at home and then tell the house agents to be sending you pictures of houses that are available, and you don't bother going at all to see these houses. Not once, not twice, I've seen pictures of houses, and when I went to actually see these houses, they were completely different from what I saw in the picture. Most times they'll take a picture of a house, they'll mix it with a picture of another toilet, another kitchen, and all of that, and like 90 out of 100 of these times, they don't even snap the surrounding of that particular house. And it's very, very important for you to know the surrounding of where the house is located. It's possible that the agent might send you the actual picture of the house. At the same time, you cannot be 100% sure. And most of the times too, they snap the interior of the house and they don't snap the exterior of the house. Like, you won't see if the house is in a compound with fence and gates. You won't see if the compound is okay and suitable for you to live in. You won't see all of that. But if you go to look at this house yourself, then you would know, okay, this thing, the kitchen is okay, the toilet is okay, this is okay, and that is okay. You would know all of these things. One time I saw a picture of a house, and the house was like really fine, well painted, tiles and all of that. And when I went to see the house, I actually realized that the kitchen is outside the house. And it's not like, and the kitchen is not meant for just me. I was going to share the kitchen with a Muslim guy, somebody like me that loves cooking a lot. What if I want to wake up at night and maybe just enter my kitchen and take something to eat? I'll have to dress up before going to do that, and I feel like that already is a turn off for me, because I like maybe I'm sleeping in my room on my bed, not dressed at all, and then I want to quickly grab water from the fridge. I have to dress up, open my door, and go outside all the way to go and get water. It's not convenient for me at all. That was one. There was another time they showed me a house where the kitchen was like on a different side, and it was like 5 kitchens all lined up for the 5 tenants in the compound. I can't stress this point enough. Go out and check these houses for yourself. Don't just depend on pictures. The final point you need to know when you're looking for a house is that Abuja landlords can be crazy. So if you're looking for a house in Abuja, you need to know the rules the landlord has set, the owner of the house has set for that particular house. Most times the landlord doesn't need to stay in the compound to set these particular rules. For example, there was this house I saw in Lugbe. I actually liked the house. It was okay, it was fine, but the standard rule for that house was that whoever the tenant was going to be, the person has to be working with CBN or NNPC. That was what the landlord said. Since when did this become a criteria? That was actually my first time hearing that, so it sounded really off to me. And I was like, you guys should not worry, I don't even want the house because it's not completed. Apart from that one, I saw another house again at Life Camp, and this one actually went well. I spoke to the barrister in charge of the build inside of the property. He gave me a form to fill, and I filled the form. And that was when then the guy started acting like he wasn't following up. Like, I want this house, I want to pay for this house, I'm ready to pay for the house, so why are you not serious about me getting the house? I got to find out like some days later that the guy wants a government worker, and I'm like, so if I don't work at all, I can't get the house. Like, I can't get this particular house. So if you're going to get the house, you have to know the standard rules that govern this particular house, the particular house you want to get, because most times they might not even tell you. You might even pay for the house and then they'll tell you the money is not refundable, or maybe you're going to refund a particular percentage and all of that, and then everything just gets really messed up. All these things that I've talked about today are actually things I wish I knew before I started looking for a house in Abuja. Probably my experience would have been a lot easier, but that's why I'm here for you, to put you through, so you're aware before you go out to look for these houses, so the stress is less on you. You actually know what to expect when you're going out to look for a house. Houses in Abuja are not easy to get, and they don't come cheap. Of course, you can get like really cheap houses, but then they are going to be houses that maybe you have to share toilets, you have to share kitchen. Everybody wants a comfortable life. Everybody wants to stay in a space that is very comfortable. Me, for example, 90% of the time I'm not at work, I'm at home. My life is basically work home. So I wanted a place that was very comfortable and I won't be itchy to step out. Like, your house is meant to be your safe space. It's meant to be a place that after you've worked the whole day, after you've been on the streets the whole day trying to make a living, it should be a place that you're looking forward to going to. It should be a space that when you get there, you're comfortable, you're happy, you're relaxed. Not a place that you get to and then you're not comfortable because of how the environment is, or because of one thing or the other. Yeah, so guys, these are the points that I was able to gather together from my experience while trying to get a house. If you have any tip from your experience while you're looking for a house in Abuja, you can just drop it in the comment section for someone out there that really needs it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you've not subscribed yet. Please don't forget to share this video. There might be someone out there that actually needs to know these things I talked about today. Love you.